are recording. Okay. So today we're going to be solving multi-step equations. Before we were only solving one-step equations. And then we will get more complicated later in the week. But for right now, we're just going to start here. We're going to start with example 1. Okay, so 2x minus 6 equals 4. I want everybody to draw that line in. Now, do you remember before we did, we had just like, it would just say minus 6 or something, we'd have to add 6 on both sides. Or it would say 2x and we'd have to divide by 2 on both sides. Everybody remember that? Okay, so now we're doing 2 steps or 3 steps or 4 steps to put things together. The question is, what order do you detangle stuff in? Do you guys remember PEMDAS? Write it down, PEMDAS. When you're simplifying, you go this way. But when you're solving, you go the other way. Because it's kind of like the opposite. So the first thing we're going to take care of when we're solving multi-step equations is the addition and subtraction. Then we'll take care of multiplication, division, then exponents, and then parentheses. So what should we take care of first, the minus 6 or the times by 2? The minus 6, right? And the opposite of that is adding 6. You're going to add 6 on both sides. So you get 2x equals 10. Now what? Divide by 2. Divide by 2. You get x equals 5. If you ever are confused about whether you're right about something, you can always check. Let's put a 5 in here just in our heads. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. So that works. Make sense to everybody? Awesome. All right, example 2, and this one is with your partner. And you get a prize for it. So let's try it out. Let's do y over 5 minus 6 equals 8. All right, talk to your partner, please. Start talking. Don't just work next to each other. Talk. The correct answer to this problem is 70, but you do have to show all your work. So finish your work and then decide if you would like to come up here with you and your partner. Good job getting calculators. All right, who wants to come up here? Talk to your partner. And correct answer is 70. And in your group of 3, if 2 of you want to come up, you can come up, or all 3 of you can come up. Your call. All right. Who's interested? Hands up. 1? 2? No? 2.
Okay, so you add 6 on both sides, then it's y over 5 equals 14. Then you times it by 5, like both sides by 5. So then y equals 70.
Beautiful. Grab some prizes. All right. Remember, guys, we are not guessing. We're not going to just guess about what these possible answers could be. They're not always whole numbers anyway. So follow this procedure where you're doing opposite PEMDAS, get rid of adding and subtracting first, then multiplying and dividing, then the rest. After this chapter, like I said, if you want to start kind of doing your own thing or start skipping some steps, I'll be fine with it. But for this chapter, I'm going to be really rigid, okay? All right, example 3. Let's try something a little harder. How about this one? N plus 1 divided by negative 2 equals 15. Okay, now I want to talk about this one. This one is confusing because you would think opposite PEMDAS, the first thing we get rid of is adding and subtracting, right? But here's the trick. Everybody look up. Anytime you've got a fraction like this, it's kind of like implied parentheses right here. So actually the first thing I'm going to do so I can get to the top of that is get rid of this negative 2. How do I get rid of this negative 2? Nope, this is not subtraction. Right, we're going to multiply by a negative 2 on both sides. So now I've got n plus 1 equals negative 30. Now what? Subtract 1, n equals negative 31. And if you're struggling with positives and negatives, make sure you use a calculator for that. Now, how can you check and make sure you're right? If you wanted to, which I'm not going to enforce.
Put it in for n.
Right. So negative 31 plus 1 is negative 30. Negative 30 divided by a negative 2 is a positive 15. So it works. Okay? All right, last one for a prize. Here we go. Example 4. Let's do 2/5 C plus 150 equals 630. Definitely going to want a calculator for this one. This is not something you'll be able to guess at, so use the procedure. Talk to each other. Talk to your partner about how do you get rid of multiplying by a fraction?